Hey everybody, back with something that'll take us away from tanks and that kind of thing. This was a gift from my good friend Greg, who 3D printed it for me. This is the SHANNA sculpt, 3D sculpt of Shanna, the jungle girl from the comics. Kind of have taken some liberties with the kit. It had a standard base with a tree, and you just sort of stood her on that, or had her kneeling on that. Well, I didn't like the spear that came with it, because for one thing, if you can see, her hand is pointed slightly down angled there, and I didn't like the spear. So I said, okay, we're going to do something a little different. We're going to have her holding a raptor. I just happened to have this little raptor handy, and I decided to repaint him, make him look a little bit more like he belonged with her in the details of the model. Try to do a little bit of the stone base. Added, since the back end of the 3D print wasn't complete where the log was concerned, so I went and found some cheap plastic fern and kind of made a backdrop with the plants. And to me, that makes a much more interesting base than just having, you know, like, hey, it's a tree and a rock. So now there's a little bit behind them, you know, there's a little bit behind the figures. Jan H is one heck of a sculptor. I really do like his 3D sculpting. I've communicated with him a time or two. I've actually, for a short time, was a patron on his, or Patreon on his site, just so I could see some of the kits and support him. I didn't mind giving the man some support. He does some amazing physical sculpts where a lot of these superhero girls or fantasy girls are always sort of lean and trim and very modern looking. He goes for a much more physically fit look, which some people like, some people don't. Some of his kits, they're a little more fit than I prefer, but when he gets it right, holy crap, I mean, he gets it right, you know? And this girl looks so powerful. She looks, yeah, she's sexy, she's got her leg out there, and she's wearing sexy clothes, but that's the nature of the comic book. I mean, I'm sorry, that's the character. She's this sort of girl in the dinosaur era sort of thing. Doesn't make a lick of sense, but looks cool. And I like it. So I says, when my friend Greg gave me a copy. He had printed it, and it was a weird print, and it didn't do right. And he said, here, you want this? You want to paint it? I'm like, you bet. And so I thank him. I'm going to speak out a little bit for the Artfull Barn in Clarksville, Georgia. That's his shop. If you're ever in the area in Northeast Georgia and you stop by the Artfull Barn, it's a great art supply store. I like it better than Michael's. I like it better than Hobby Lobby. They have quality stuff. Yeah, this is my commercial. They have quality stuff there, quality art supplies. And they're wonderful people. Gail and Greg are wonderful people. Step in and speak to them sometime. If you're a modeler, go down to Greg's basement. He's got this old bomb shelter, and that's where his modeling room is. And we meet there first Saturday every month for Model Club, Soakley River Modelers. Come by and join us sometime, see what we're doing. And so that's a shout out to Greg and the guys and all that. This is just an indulgence paint. I had a lot of fun painting her skin tones. I used this is all hand painted. I do not airbrush. A lot of people don't understand that about me. I do not use an airbrush. I don't actually like them. I don't prefer them. It's too much gangly crap to hold on to and hook up. And I just, heck with that. Give me a brush, give me some paint, and I can go. And I've painted that way all my life. So I do a lot of that kind of work. So I painted her a base color of like a yellow ochre for the skin tones. Came back, and these are all Vallejo water-based acrylics. And modeling paints. And I come back and I mix some of his skin tones. I don't mind skin tones out of the bottle, but I mix them with like wood grain, which is a beautiful brown that mixes with anything. I mix it with black, mix it with light colors, tans. I do not use yellow for blonde hair. Never have. Well, I may have many years ago. That would be a lie, wouldn't it? I use tans and wood colors and things for the hair and gold. I will paint gold to give it the sheen. And of course, I've mentioned it before, wood grain. Come in there with that wood grain in those browns for the shadows. Do washes of shadows. I love washes. I'm probably a watercolor painter. So there's washes in the skin, layers on the skin. I did something on the skin you may not can see, and I'm hoping you can notice it. I took a toothbrush, and where I made my main skin color, I did a lighter tone, a little bit of a darker tone, and I did micro spatters all over the skin, everywhere, anywhere there's a big area of skin. I did that, and I tried not to do a lot of shading with the paint, you know, lights and darks. I did some dry brushing, so there's some of that in there. Painted the face. I have a lot of fun with faces. Used reds and things. I tried to make her look the best I could, like she's not wearing any makeup. So her lips are like that color by nature. Her eyes are sort of not made up. I figured this was a beautiful face, a beautiful sculpt as it was. She's going to be beautiful no matter how you paint her. So try to make her not look like she's got makeup on. And a lot of people, they go straight for the makeup. They do eyeliner and colors, and that's fine. That's fine. I watched a guy that did a quarter scale of this model. And he did that, and his model looked fantastic. So who gives a crap, you know? I just figure she's not going to be putting on a lot of makeup. I didn't go as far as my friend Greg, who did this model also. He painted this model, and his is dirty and grimy, and she's scarred and scratched and hairy. It's, you know, he did all kind of things. He took all kind of liberties with her and made her really look like a wild girl. And his looks like she could beat this one's butt. But that one doesn't have a Raptor pad. So anyway, look, I had a lot of fun. I think this is a fantastic model. I really like Jan H. I want to do more of his kits. I've been working on one or two in the background, and hopefully I'll get more of that out. This is probably the first really official one, though, that I've done that I can promote him. I want to get a few more. He is fantastic. I really like physically fit ladies. I'm drawn to that, and you know, why not? So my wife was a dancer and is a dancer. She still can outdo me. She's more fit than I am. Tries to keep me fit. I've gotten fat and unfit, but it doesn't mean that I don't have my preferences in the world. Can't see more than that. Let's call it a day on this. I think that you get the idea. I think my Jungle Girl is complete. I've really enjoyed it. Look up Jan H, Y-A-N-H, online. Look up his Patreon page. Join it if you really want to see some stuff. And support the man. And other 3D sculptors like him. Abe 3D comes to mind. 3D Moon comes to mind. There's a lot of other guys out there that are really good. Give them a drop by and look over their stuff. And if you do models, if you download and print, Lord knows, come after some of these things. Give these guys some support. So that's it for today. We'll see you next time. And who knows what. Love y'all. Take care. Subscribe, like, comment, all that good stuff. Take care.